Hey guys, what's up? Today I want to talk about a certain controversy that was originated thanks to my video that I made around a month ago called Top 10 Hardest PS2 JRPGs. And the controversy itself is right here. It's Rogue Galaxy. It's something that happened that really got me thinking. It pissed me off at the beginning, then it made me sad, and then today it's laughable, really. And besides being laughable, it's also really interesting. It's really interesting to see these things happening, how the general consensus over one thing, over one topic, or one game in particular can just change overnight. That's right. Okay, so what happened is that I made a video and I included there the 10 hardest JRPGs that I have ever played, which is exactly what I said in the video. So of course, a lot of people agreed and a lot of people disagreed. That's just normal. The thing is that the video got somewhat popular. It has, by the making of this video, it has over 40,000 views. And of course, a lot of people, outsiders of this channel, of this community, just barged in and started throwing bombs, criticism against me putting Rogue Galaxy. A lot of people were like pissed off, man, like, what? Rogue Galaxy is a very easy game. Well, that game is very easy. Rogue Galaxy isn't hard, and blah blah blah. If you go to that video right now, you will barely find these comments because I have deleted most of them, because most of them were offensive. I felt like people were trolling, and I feel like people didn't get that those 10 games in that video were the hardest that I have ever played. They didn't get that. Maybe they didn't even watch the video, they just saw the thumbnail, which just so happens to have the Rogue Galaxy characters there, and just typed the comment, you know? No, it's just, I was moderating my comment section. But that's beside the point. The thing is that it did happen quite a lot. I mean, a lot of people, I was getting these comments, and I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I was getting these comments every single day. There was, from the moment I uploaded that video up until today, I have seen at least one comment per day of people, somebody bitching about Rogue Galaxy, saying, no, that's not an easy game. That's not a hard game, I mean. It's easy. I did this and that, blah, blah, blah. Some people even giving me tips about it. I was like, okay, thanks for the tips, but, you know, it's still a hard game. What can be easy for you can be hard for others. That's an objective statement. It's true. So, at the beginning I was a little pissed off. I was a little upset that I was getting this bombing in my channel of all these fucking elitists and losers out there just saying, oh, Rogue Galaxy isn't hard. Maybe you just suck at gaming. Yeah, I admit I'm not that good at action RPGs. I have proven that live in my streams. But the truth is that this game was very hard for me. But anyway, what surprised me was precisely how many comments I was receiving and how many comments I have received so far regarding this. And what's the controversy, you ask? The controversy is that the general consensus of this game 3-4 years ago was that this game was brutally hard. The game became infamous for being extremely hard and, most importantly, extremely frustrating. Forget about the fact that it's hard or not. It's frustrating. And my major complaint, which I also stated that in the hardest JRPGs, PS2 JRPGs video, was towards the dungeons, not the battles. The battles are hard, yes, but there are several ways to exploit them and to take advantage. There's a lot of ways to master the battle system and just make it easier. But the dungeons, they are so labyrinthous that they drive you crazy. That's the real hard part of this game, in my opinion. I mean, the dungeons, the maps, the missions, they're just really long and you often lose sense of direction, the map sucks, the camera sucks, etc. But that's just my opinion, as usual. So, I clearly remember many years ago that this game was indeed infamous. People, I mean, the entire internet was bitching about it. Was saying, Rogue Galaxy, man, what a hard game. It's one of the hardest games ever made. It's one of the most frustrating experiences. Whether they like the game or not, that was beside the point. I love it, but in my opinion, it is a very hard game. So that's the controversy. That's what has me right now flabbergasted. I'm like, how can the general consensus change opinions just like that? You know, a few years ago, that was the general consensus. It was a really hard game. And today, apparently, it's an easy game. That's right. How can a lot of people just complain about the fact that there are gamers out there like me who complain about the fact that this game is hard? And it was pretty curious. It's pretty interesting to see these things happen, but unfortunately, that is the reason why I hate the general consensus. I can't stand the general consensus, and that is the reason why I am often stressing out to everybody who watches my videos to have their own opinion, to play the damn games and have their own opinion. I know I am an influencer. I know I am among those other YouTubers that often talk about certain JRPGs, and I know my opinion has influenced a lot of you, and that's great. I thank you for that, but you shouldn't allow that. You should play these games and have your own opinion, whether I love them or I recommended them or not. Of course, I'm gonna say games like Eternal Poison are masterpieces and I love them, and I'm going to encourage you to play them, but I'm not gonna force my opinion onto you like sometimes, very often, the general consensus does. And this is why the general consensus cannot be trusted, because it's full of humans. It's full of humans like you and me who can change opinion overnight. You know, if you want an example, I used to think that Wild Arms 5 was a hard game, but not that hard. First time I beat that game was like maybe 10 years ago, maybe less, 8 years ago. And I remember it was hard. Some battles were troublesome and frustrating, but I beat that game and I loved it. And last year I played that game and I couldn't beat a certain boss battle. And I grinded and I tried different strategies and I couldn't. And I rage quit it. I rage quit on Wild Arms 5 on my second playthrough. So what changed? My opinion on the game. It made me say this is a really hard game. Or what about games that yesterday you hated them and now you love them, or yesterday you were like, hey, I don't care about this game, and today you actually like them. That happened to me with Bravely Default. I used to think that that game was extremely overrated, and when I first played that game, I played it for like 5 hours and I was like, this game is just very overrated. It sucks. I hate this game. And a few months ago, I played that game again, and turns out that I now like it. I still think it's overrated, but it's a good game. I like the game. So yeah, people like me, people like you, and the general consensus can just change overnight. And that is why I always stress out people, have your own opinion. Forget about the best RPGs of all time, or my favorite, or the hardest, or the easiest. A lot of easy games are going to be, a general consensus, easy games are going to be hard for you, and vice versa. People from the general consensus will say that this game is hard, or that this game is bad, or that this game is great, and once you play it, you're gonna be like, should I disagree with them or not? I personally didn't like this game, but if I say that in public, I'm gonna get trashed by a lot of people, a lot of gamers. The entire general consensus is going to come after my ass, just like they did with mine, with Bro Galaxy. So I'm not exactly butthurt. I was at the beginning. I was pissed off receiving these comments every single day, but now I'm not. Every time I see these comments, I laugh. I don't even reply to them anymore, and I'm just more surprised that to see how a game that was infamously hard yesterday, today it's infamously easy. What the hell? And I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm not using another example. 1 year ago, I made a video called Top 10 Hardest JRPGs Ever. In that video, I included one game, Odin Sphere, the original PS2 game, not the remake. The remake made on the PS3, Vita, and PS4 made things a hell of a lot easier. But the original version, even on easy mode, it's a really hard game, in my opinion. So what happened is that I included that game on that list 1 year ago. You know what happened? The general consensus just landed on me. They just came to knock on my door and say, "You're an idiot, Odin Sphere isn't a hard game, you suck at games." And I was reading these comments every single day for a period of 2 or 3 months until it stopped. People just stopped. In the video that I made 1 month ago, Top 10 Hardest JRPGs on the PS2, I also included Odin Sphere. I still think, as much as I love the heck out of this game, I still think it's really hard. It is one of the hardest PS2 JRPGs I have ever played. Do you know how many people complain about it? No one. No one. All the attention was on other games, specifically Rogue Galaxy and Final Fantasy XII. But Final Fantasy XII seems like the general consensus cannot make up its stupid mind. A lot of people, I receive comments every single day on that game as well, on that video. Like, "You're an idiot, this game is brutally easy, what the hell?" And then immediately, 10 seconds later, there's a guy saying, "This game is brutally hard. It's one of the hardest games I've ever played." So yeah, the general consensus cannot make up its mind. I don't care. But the thing is that Odin Sphere on the PS2 is there, and nobody has said anything. And I made a little research on the internet. I went to forums and to other websites, and guess what? People are starting to say that the PS2 original version, it's tough as nails. So did I influence that? I don't know. Maybe I did, because that video 1 year ago has like 50, maybe 60,000 views, 50-something thousand views. So maybe a lot of people watched that video and said, "Oh, became aware of the fact that that game is hard." But maybe they didn't become aware of the fact that that's just my opinion. So that's why these things happen. Influencers maybe like me, or I'm a small influencer, I think a very small influencer, but other major influencers out there, YouTubers or bloggers, or just writers on websites like IGN, for example, are saying that this game is great, it's a masterpiece, or this game is brutally hard, and people actually listen to them and get that idea instead of having an opinion of their own. That's why I'm always saying, don't listen to these people, don't listen to influencers, don't listen to me. Just play the damn games and have your own opinion. If they're easy to you, good for you, man. If they're hard for you, good for you. It's your opinion, and that's what's most important here. To have your own opinion. Fuck the general consensus. Never listen to it. Because the general consensus is a bunch of human beings, just like you and me, who can change opinions overnight. And you will have your own opinion, and maybe you will change it overnight. Maybe you will play a game today, and 1 year from now, you will hate that game. And maybe one game today was very hard for you, and the next time you play it, it's gonna be a walk in the park, or maybe vice versa. Now that's why I always encourage people to have their own opinion. Do not listen to the general consensus. Don't listen to me. All I'm doing in this channel is 2 things. Bring you awareness of certain games and share my love or hatred or passion over them. It's up to you to play them if you want to and have your own opinion. Because this is what happens when you trust the general consensus. One day it's one of the hardest games ever made, and today it's a piece of cake. And Odin Sphere, last year everybody was bitching about it, and today, oh, it's a hard game. We finally accepted it. You see what I mean? That's it. That's it. That is the controversy. Not only here, this happens everywhere in all sorts of art. Never forget, art is entirely subjective. That's it for this video, my friends. Leave your opinion in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time.